Yes. Yeah, it's I like how the timing matched because we've been wanting to get into this thing, and it so happened that in June then we found like the perfect time. So good timing. It worked out well.
Let's make it like a mini encyclopedia thing for the LGBT thing.
I'm scared. I'm also drunk, guys. Yeah.
So tell me about the Pride Month thing. Like, what's the significance of it, and like why it's celebrated?
So I think like, people see Pride Month as celebration, a year of celebration, which it technically is because we've come to a point where people have started speaking more about it, and there's more like, it's that month where we speak more and raise more awareness, and it's like Pride and like a Pride parade. But it all has rooted and stemmed from protests. It started in the Stonewall riots. It's when people didn't get their rights, and people were really like, there were people from the community who protested, lost their lives. There was a lot of things. That's where Pride Month started. And so we have to remember where it all came from. It all came from the struggles and the fights for freedom and for their basic rights. So, and the trans people and people from the queer community in general, they really fought hard to bring it. And it all started from America. And I guess whatever said and done, like, that's where that America and the laws that they set, it's like a precedent to the world. It's like an example set.
Yeah.
So I think that really set an example throughout the world, where people from the queer community started using that month for Pride Month. And I think that's where it started from.
So it's been there for a long time.
1960s, 70s.
Okay, so it's been quite a long time.
Yeah,
because like I don't know, maybe I'm noticing it right now, but it seems like it has started for the past 2-3 years or so.
Yeah, it started getting
I think it's getting traction now.
Yeah, it is. In our part of the world, it's something that there is a Pride parade, and it like there were always like a small community of people who would have the Pride parade in Nepal, but it wasn't like. In the West, they have the whole month, every day they have Pride. It's like a full festival every day. It's celebrated in a huge way, and people who are not from the queer community also come, support, and it's like a huge celebration. It's like June is a month of holiday and just having fun and like celebrating Pride, even if you're not from the queer community. And now people have, it started growing in India, Nepal, and I think it's a good sign.
How is it like in Nepal? How do they celebrate the Pride Month in Nepal?
So in Pride Month in Nepal, we speak up more about this topic. We the aim is that it shouldn't be that month only, because there's so many brands who will promote it in that month and then forget about it throughout the years. So the aim is like to like have equality. But this is a month for us to be able to like speak up and bring more awareness, because the whole world is doing it together. So it's like this form of like community, that like a whole global community, like in that month where we get to like speak up more and celebrate it. And so it's nice. I enjoy it. I think this month of June is like always such a fun month because I can speak up more, and it motivates me to even be like, it's like the flavor of the month is Pride, and for the whole world. And this is our month to like speak up and things like that. So it's nice. And in Nepal now we've started, I think, a proper full Pride parade happened in 2019 for the first time. Okay. Like a huge Pride parade.
Before the lockdown?
1 year before the lockdown. Okay. And then after that 2 years they couldn't, because June was always like the peak. In fact, even till now it's peaking in the rest of the world. So then they couldn't continue it. But this is the first, on Saturday, 11th, they're having a Pride parade now after 2 years. Yeah, so it's like really...
This is like the perfect time for the podcast.
Yeah, perfect time for the podcast. Yeah, it all worked out perfectly. We so happened to our schedules matched in June, and I was like, great, let's speak about it. So yeah, there's a huge Pride parade happening on the 11th, and we're quite excited for it.
Yeah, I think it's also because like there are so many people, especially in our community, in our part of the world, where people are afraid to speak up. It's a taboo thing, right?
Yeah.
And see, I cannot relate to it, but I'm pretty sure that it's very suffocating for a lot of people.
For sure.
Right? And then to come out of it, that takes some kind of push or awareness or something, when people are cheering for you. And I think that's I don't know the history of it, but I think that's the significance of it in real time.
Yeah, it's amazing to, people from smaller villages, if they get to know that this is happening in Kathmandu, in Nepal, there's a huge community celebrating it. It's something great because no one wants to be alone, and no one is taught about being gay, being lesbian, being someone from the queer community in any text. You need to figure it out yourself and then read about it on the internet. It's easier now, but not in Nepal. We can't say that because people don't have access to the internet and facilities like that. So I think it's a great thing. The parade is very exciting. I'm very excited for it. But, apart from just celebrating it, we are also, I think it's going to be a form of protest because we don't have the rights that people internationally and like in Nepal also, where the media portrays Nepal to be such a forward, queer-friendly country.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was something I grew up with while I was in India. When I understood I was gay, I was like, Nepal is so chill, it's not like India. But when I came here and I understood, I was like, it's the same or even worse than India or anywhere else.
Like, is India more accepting towards
so it's
LGBT?
more than accepting. It's the laws, and I'm like, yes, there was that section 377 in India where they made it illegal for anyone to have unnatural sex. Okay. By unnatural sex, it means technically even like with a condom or even for fun.
What?
Or yeah, even like, but who suffers the most is because if a couple is going to have sex in their home, no one's going to question them, no, with or without a condom. But who suffer the most is people from the queer community.
Why did they ban condoms? That's
no more not okay, maybe not basically unnatural sex.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
So in any form,
right. No oral sex and no anal sex. And for straight people, they're like, yeah, we are.
How are they going to police that?
Yeah, how are they going to police us? Yeah, and with like so who suffered is like people from the queer community. They cannot have sex technically. No one's going to come to the home and check, but they can be targeted. So that was something which was horrible in India, which like got okay only till like 2018-19. It was something that was passed. We can do anything. You can have any form of sex. But I think around 2016-17, I'm very bad with numbers, is when they brought that back. Okay. So at a time like 2016, where they brought such a primitive law back, was horrible. So
is this because of the Modi thing?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it is, what they were
agenda,
trying to gain.
Right?
Yeah,
okay.
Political agenda or this whole Hindutva thing. They're like, we can't do this and all. It was just messed up. And throughout that time, I was like, Nepal is so chill. Somehow in the media, I've seen like people getting married here also, but it's not the case. We like transgender people are still fighting for their basic identity, to have their name and gender changed.